Hello, friends and followers of Pinzon Ministries. Our message this time it is based on the book of Malachi, the portion that we find from chapter 1, verse 1 to chapter 2, verse 7. There we find some words of God leading Israel again in a proper way. Israel have been committing sin. They are not following the ways of God. They are not doing the will of God. So here in this beginning of the book of Malachi, we find some words about the quality of an offering. When we give to God in this modern time, what we give to God is money. Still, despite we are sowing, thinking maybe about our finances, thinking into prosper, sowing abundantly, because we want to have an abundant harvest, sowing sacrificially, because we want a good harvest, because we want to mark our offering by means of a sacrifice. From the days that the temple in Jerusalem was destroyed, we have no sacrifices of animals, as we find in the Jewish law, in the Old Testament. We will have again sacrifices of animals in what we know coming from the Bible as the New Jerusalem, this new state that the earth will get according to the book of the Bible. Then again we will have sacrifices of animals, everlasting. But in this time we don't sacrifice animals to God. Instead, neither there in Jerusalem, neither the Jewish. So in these days what we give to God are other kind of things that anyway all the time and always were accepted before God. The sacrifice that we are able to find in spiritual disciplines. For example, when we pray to God, that is able to be seen as a sacrifice when we go before God with the right attitude, with the right heart. Can be seen as a sacrifice to do the will of God. We think that the bank account is a safer place and better deal for our money than to give an offering to God. Yes. So when we do the will of God, that represents a sacrifice, because maybe our mere human nature understands not yet the greatness of God. So when we sleep not one night, looking for God, searching His Word, is able to be seen as a sacrifice. All those are sacrifices. Also, when we give our offering of money to God, it's necessary to do it in the right manner, with the right heart before God. Now that is a sacrifice to God. Maybe when we give a cent to a poor, we don't just throw it to the poor. So must be with God to give a good offering, not just to throw it. Maybe not just there to end the cleaning of the pocket and give that money to God. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.